Today, we're diving into a really fascinating and serious condition called autonomic dysreflexia. It's a kind of dangerous misfire in the body's wiring that can happen after a spinal cord injury. And it all starts with a question that sounds like it's straight out of a movie. Seriously, think about that for a second. What if something as minor as a bug bite could spiral into a life-threatening emergency? It sounds pretty impossible, right? Well, for someone with a certain type of spinal cord injury, this isn't science fiction at all. It's a very real, very dangerous chain reaction. And it has a name: autonomic dysreflexia. So, what is this dangerous misfire? Let's break it down and get a clear definition of what we're talking about. Okay, so in a nutshell, autonomic dysreflexia, or AD, is a massive overreaction of the body's autopilot system. That's your autonomic nervous system. And get this, it's incredibly common, affecting somewhere between 70 and 90% of people who have a spinal injury at a very specific spot, the T6 vertebra, which is right around the middle of your chest. Now, to really understand how things go so wrong in AD, we first have to see how they're supposed to go right. Let's take a quick look at the body's really elegant system for keeping our blood pressure in check. Think of your body as having a gas pedal and a brake. The gas pedal is your sympathetic nervous system. That's your fight or flight response. It revs you up, tightens blood vessels, and gets you ready for action. The brake pedal is the parasympathetic system. Its job is rest and digest, slowing things down, keeping you calm. In a healthy body, these two work in perfect balance. So the first part of this control system is what you could call the fast lane. It's called the baroreflex. This is a lightning-quick neural circuit. You've got these tiny sensors in your big arteries that are constantly talking to your brain. If your blood pressure changes even a little, wham, the brain sends an instant signal down the spinal cord to correct it. We're talking second-by-second adjustments here. Then you've got the steady hand. This is the renin-angiotensin system. It's a much slower, hormonal system run by your kidneys and other organs. It's not about instant changes. It's playing the long game, managing your blood pressure over hours or even days. When these two systems, the fast and the slow, work together, everything is stable and balanced. But a high-level spinal cord injury is like taking a pair of scissors and just snipping that communication highway between the brain and everything below the injury. And that break creates an absolutely catastrophic short circuit. So here's how an AD episode goes down step by step. It all starts with something simple below the injury, let's say a full bladder. A signal of discomfort tries to go to the brain, but it hits the roadblock. So instead of being handled normally, it just sets off this massive, uncontrolled fight-or-flight alarm. All the blood vessels below the injury clamp down hard, and blood pressure just skyrockets. Now those sensors in your neck, they detect this crazy spike, and they scream, "Emergency!" to the brain. The brain, of course, tries to slam on the brakes, it slows the heart down and sends calming signals, but those signals get blocked by the exact same injury. What you're left with is a body literally at war with itself. Above the injury, you'll see flushing and sweating, but below it, the blood pressure stays dangerously, life-threateningly high. And when I say dangerously high, that's almost an understatement. During a bad episode, the top number of your blood pressure can spike over 300. Now, just for perspective, a normal reading is below 120. A reading of 300 isn't just high. It's a code red medical emergency. That's stroke territory. And this picture really shows us why that T6 level is so important. You see, the nerves that control that huge network of blood vessels in your gut and your legs, they all branch out from this exact part of the spine. So an injury at or above T6 cuts the brain's control right off at the source, leaving that whole lower system completely vulnerable to this runaway response. Okay, so that's the biology of it, but what does this actually mean in the real world? What are the kinds of things that can trigger an episode, and what happens when your body goes through these attacks over and over? Well, the triggers are often things that most of us wouldn't even think twice about. By far, the most common is a full bladder, but it could be anything really. A pressure sore from tight clothes, a urinary tract infection, even that insect bite we talked about. Basically, any painful or irritating feeling that the body has below the injury level can be the spark that lights the fuse. Now here's where it gets really wild. In a pretty shocking and ethically complicated twist, some Paralympic athletes have actually been known to trigger AD on purpose to get a competitive edge. It's a practice called boosting. They use that massive blood pressure spike to improve their performance. It is, of course, banned and incredibly dangerous. It's literally weaponizing a life-threatening medical condition.
And this is a really crucial point. This condition isn't just about surviving those acute attacks. The constant stress from these hypertensive episodes takes a massive toll on the body over time. We're talking about a weakened heart, a suppressed immune system, and it can even affect your ability to think clearly.
So, given how serious this is, knowing how to respond is absolutely critical. Managing an AD crisis is really a race against time. You have to get that blood pressure down and find the cause fast. So, if you ever see someone having an episode, here are the immediate, life-saving things you can do. First, sit the person up and let their legs hang down. Gravity's your friend here. It helps the blood pool in their legs and can bring the pressure down a bit. Second, loosen any tight clothing or straps. And finally, the most important step of all, play detective. You have to find the trigger. Start with the most common culprit. Check their urinary catheter or bladder. Now, if those initial steps don't resolve it, the next line of defense is fast-acting medication. The goal is simple. Force those clamps down blood vessels to relax. Things like nitrates work super fast to open them up. Other drugs like calcium channel blockers or alpha blockers work in slightly different ways to achieve the same thing. Stop the constriction. But, and this is the key takeaway, you have to remember that the medicine is just a Band-Aid. It buys you precious time. The only way to actually stop an autonomic dysreflexia episode is to find and get rid of whatever irritating thing started the whole mess in the first place. So for now, all we can do is manage this dangerous short circuit, react to the crisis when it happens. But it leaves us with a really powerful question for the future of medicine, doesn't it? Could we one day go beyond just managing the symptoms and actually find a way to repair the break in the circuit itself?